Green Spring. This is Wednesday, June 15th, 2016. I'm Fran Duval, your host today, and our first guest today is Lisa Francisco out of the physical therapy department. Outpatient physical therapy.
That's correct.
So you have to be an outpatient. You can't be at Garden Ridge to get your services, Lisa?
Well, no, I actually go between the two departments.
I thought so. I thought so. So how's the physical therapy department doing?
It's been busy. Yeah, well, we've been busy, enjoying the nice weather. So a lot of our residents, we try to walk outdoors to work on safety, especially since it's nice. A lot of times when you're outdoors, we're so busy looking at the trees and the flowers that sometimes we catch ourselves not picking up our feet, So kind of just be mindful, like when you're walking around in the community, just making sure you pick up your feet, especially if you're using like a walker, the type like the rollators with the 4 wheels and the seat.
Yeah, it could go out from under you while you're looking up.
Yeah, exactly. Or you can stop and look around. Sometimes when you want to sit down and you want to enjoy yourself, especially with the rollators, you want to make sure you lock the brakes, and then you can sit down and enjoy. Some residents have the rolling walker, so that doesn't have any brakes. So just being mindful of when they want to sit down on a chair to let go of the walker and reach back with your hands, so you can control yourself down. Some seats are a little bit lower than others. You want to avoid collapsing onto the chair or benches, things like that. So, but the main thing I really wanted to talk about is proper body mechanics. With spring cleaning like me, it goes year round. So, being mindful of how your back is, making sure it's in good alignment. Everyone has a little curve in their low back. So when, we educate people of trying to maintain that, some people will try to straighten that curve, but the important thing is just trying to maintain it. Some people have a little bit more curve in their low back than others.
And you're talking about a curve in.
Right, that kind of like that C curve in your low back. The important thing is maintaining that natural curve that you have. You want to bend at your hips and knees, separate your feet so you get a little bit more balance when you're trying to reach something from a low surface, like in a drawer or a cabinet, more of like a squat. But in my past experience, I've noticed people tend to want to bend more at their knees and less on their back, and they report a lot of some strain in their knees. And what happens is that they're not keeping their center, their balanced center, over the middle of their feet. So they tend to notice that they kind of bend at their knees and kind of slide forward in a sense. And that's where a lot of people report, some soreness or maybe some awareness that there's a little bit of strain in the knees. So sticking that butt out just a little bit more than you're used to will help alleviate some of that strain. So, keeping things close instead of overreaching an item, walk as close as you can, like to the counter, take for example, and you're trying to get a cup from the cupboard. Try to position that item as close as you can so you're not really recruiting a lot of the muscles, especially like in the shoulders. If you have shoulder problems, try to keep it parallel to you. Avoid overreaching, like you're getting on your tiptoes and you're trying to really reach. A lot of times that's after the activity, some people will notice a little bit of a strain. So, things like that you want to be aware of.
So once you do that, and you did strain, what do you do?
Well, sometimes Some people will put ice on their
Okay.
back. And that's always a good thing in the beginning, especially after an injury. You want to use ice to kind of keep that inflammation down. And then after like 48 hours, then you can use heat to help relax the muscle. So,
Okay.
yeah, you never want to use heat because the process you're thinking about is you want to kind of minimize how much blood flow goes to that area, and ice tends to slow that down and help control the inflammation. That's the primary thing you want to control, is the inflammation, because that's the natural process of the body to protect that area of injury. So use ice first.
Okay.
Okay, for 10 minutes at the max. That's where you get that therapeutic effect of that numbing sensation. And then after that, you can always reapply as needed throughout the day.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I thought, yeah, you're pointing out all the problems, but how do we solve them? Of course, we could always go to the doctor and get some physical therapy, right?
Of course, of course. Then we can educate on proper body mechanics, use modalities that we have like ultrasound, electrical stim, and all that will, occur after an evaluation. An average evaluation takes about an hour and a half. Because we have to get some background information, and then we have to do some testing. And then from there, based on the findings, then we can, customize a physical therapy program for the resident, and then go from there. And an average treatment time would be about between 30-45 minutes. It all depends on what we're targeting and what we're trying to improve on.
Well, listen, Lisa, nobody can just walk into the physical therapy department,
Correct.
though, and arrange physical therapy. You have to have a doctor's prescription.
That is correct.
And partly because then you know what to do or what to look for, but secondly, for our insurance purposes, I guess most physical therapy would require a doctor's prescription.
Yes, you do need to follow up with your doctor after an injury so he can determine, the diagnosis. And then from there, the doctor will give you a prescription for physical therapy, and then you have within 30 days after the prescription date is written to set an evaluation.
And isn't it true, though, that here that physical therapy calls me to arrange the appointment?
Yes.
Or do I have to make the call as a resident?
Either way, sometimes we get a call from the resident.
I see.
Sometimes if the medical center faxes us the prescription,
Okay.
then we'll call. So either way,
Okay.
Whoever gets it first. That's
Okay.
always
All right.
That's what I always say. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, after you get the evaluation, and then the therapist decides whether you're coming twice a week or 3 times a week, then you would go to our receptionist at the front desk and schedule the appointment. So we always recommend, when you come on for your evaluation day, to bring your calendar so then you can write down the
Sure.
appointments.
Sure.
But if you forget it, some people will call once
Sure.
they get home, and then we
Sure.
can set it up.
Yeah, that is an easy thing to come down for the first evaluation and then not be able to set up your future appointments.
Right.
Because you didn't bring your calendar. Yeah.
Right, and we also provide you a written calendar too.
Yeah, that's handy.
So, and a lot of people will put it on their refrigerator, just a reminder. So, but yeah.
Or many will put it on their smartphone or iPhone.
Oh yeah,
or
technology,
whatever.
yes. There are a lot of residents here that have the smartphones. So
How many people are in the department now?
Right now we have about 4. We have 4 PTs. One of the PTs is our assistant manager, and then we have 2 part-times PTs, and then we have 2 PTAs.
Okay, and now, do they also do OT, or the OTs are separate?
Well, currently right now we have the OT from Garden Ridge. They'll do 1 month
Share them.
yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
and then as well as speech. We also have speech.
Okay.
So we have the speech therapist from Garden Ridge
All right.
who will go back and forth based on her schedule.
Okay, I see. Well, that's great. Well, we hope everybody will pay attention now when you're walking outside and enjoy everything, but
Also be
don't
safe.
try to chew gum and walk at the same time. For some. Thank you very much, Lisa, for
Thank
coming
you.
today.
Thank you.